Hi there. Hello. Think I'm audible. Let us check it out. Yeah. Oh, cats in the litter are also audible, I'm sure. So, if you guys were wondering with what schedule my cats are on poop wise, there you go. Um, right. So, what this whole video stream thing is about, obviously, is Snow White. I'm jumping on the bandwagon, whatever. Be happy, okay? Because you've heard it, but you haven't heard it from me yet. So just come along. Um, hey, Andrew. Right. So the reason I'm doing this thing is, yes, it's a hot topic now, but I landed up rewatching the 1937 version yesterday because yeah, okay, it's not. I haven't gone. I'm not. I have to watch the new one. I do, considering I want to compare the two really well without just relying on the coverage of of the reviewers that tell me basically the main plot points. But either way, that's not the one I have accessible to me at the moment. So I went and watched the original, and I was watching it through. I used the Ziegler lens because I was like, okay, is it weird? Is it weird? Is it as weird as she thought so? Um, because another thing that was suggested was, oh, you know what, this would have actually made more money if they just re-released the original now and in theaters, and yeah, it would have been a much better thing than this horrible flop that they had this year. I don't think it would have been a flop if they re-released. I don't think so. Like, that's not a thing anyway. It's just I don't even know if you're allowed to call. I'm not a film person, I don't know if you're allowed to call that sort of thing a flop if it's just a re-release. And maybe people would criticize it as well as, oh, what, you're just re-releasing stuff? It's just remastering. That is usually a criticism. So it's not like they would have no backlash, but they wouldn't have the backlash they had now. So that's the argument that's being made around the world. Oh, Big Ship. Bad news, Kitty. This time is only available for Aussies and UAE. Still no memberships. Um, still no memberships. Thank you for the reminder. That is, I'm supposed to do some sort of, you know, the whole thing of the Japan trip and the sharing of more posts there was to at least preview what memberships would be like, or what those extra posts, because mostly you would get the extra posts in the level 1 membership, and then I ended up not being able to deliver on that, so that's slowed it down as well. But yeah, I guess I should just turn them on, let them call it a soft launch, and I guess it would be better. You would be my first member, and there we go, I guess, right? You would. But yeah, then we just do a member only stream, me and you, at this time. But actually, I am thinking of changing the. We would be ending off Thinkers around this time. Actually, way before this time. But anyway, thinking of that. This is the danger with. I'm trying to balance, like, basically recording live, and then maybe making shorter form videos. I do land up getting very distracted by chat, but I'm very grateful for chat's existence at all. I'm surprised that anyone showed up. So thanks, Andrew, and thanks, Big Ship, for being here. Really appreciate it. So yeah, going back to I suppose I could have had a bit more of a structured thing to come to, but yeah, I'm just explaining what right now. I'm just explaining why I rewatched, because it's available to me. And another thing is it really? I did want to know, how would this play now if we watched it, if it was re-released now. And there was a lot that was, my mind was freaking buzzing, and I was like, I want to diagram this. There's lots of diagrams I could make. Like, I was also thinking of making going through a time, because as I was watching it, I was like, this a screenshot over here, and making a timeline of the screenshots to show plot points and things like that. So that might be something that I do right now today for the next few hours. I've got a few hours, so that's what I'm just doing, just keeping making stuff at least. But yeah, just wanted to discuss as well, watching this through the weird lens that that Ziegler um, would have had, and the Ziegler lens is supposedly what the culture war would do with this movie, if it came out today. This is something that actually V spoke about yesterday. He called it the death of fairy tales. He said that that society right now is not ready for fairy tales anymore. You can't take fairy tales or grim tales and rewrite them or makes movies about them, because that people will not accept that they are abstractions and that they have lessons, and that they're supposed to be taken on best value, like really just charitably interpret them, not too literally, because they're a story, they're a fable, they're folklore. We're not on that anymore. This is 2025. We can't use symbolism. We can't do any of that sort of thing. And also, we can't just put stuff in front of kids and let them enjoy it. I'll get to that point from when I discuss my general experience of the movie. Well, I guess I could do that right now. My general experience of the movie. Again, watching it, like I haven't watched it in many, many years, actually. When I was a kid, most of the time, what I would rewatch, because we had the VHSs, of course. I had Snow White's VHS. I had most of them. Okay, privileged. But basically, Lion King was watched every day of my life for a long time as a kid, and because obviously this it was like in the 90s, so that was a popular movie. I watched Aladdin a lot. Everything that had cool animals in, I would watch a lot. That's my Disney. My Disney is Aladdin. Because Aladdin, because there was tigers. Fox and the Hound, because there's foxes and hounds. Oh, actually, you can now be part of the stream. You see his tail over there? Because the camera angle's changed a little bit, it goes a little bit towards him. He's very upset that I've covered his viewpoint with the curtain, though. So anyway, yeah, I didn't rewatch too much Snow White. Too many. There's Axel's tail again. It's just Axel's tail is distracting me, not chat. But anyway, I didn't rewatch Snow White many times as a child, but it was a beloved story. You would put it on. My parents would put it on for us, and that's what you do with it. And even then, it was actually an old movie. Hello, it's not. I couldn't believe it. I was like, 1937? Are you for real? So yeah, one of the things that you do notice is, hey, it's not 3 hours long. Movies today are 3 hours long, whether they're for children or not. They're 2 hours if you're lucky. 2 hours is maybe an average that's more accurate. So one of the things is, okay, we got a 90-minute video. I keep saying video, a 90-minute movie here, but it was the whole significance of this was it's the first feature-length animation by Walt Disney. So that's what started this golden age of Disney and all of that. So that's why it's significant. So cool. That's how I was going in with all of that knowledge and all of that bias that says you must like this. This is likable stuff. This changed the entertainment landscape, and it was, like, so I had all of that bias there, the nostalgia, all of it there, and yes, it worked, because I found myself smiling the whole time that I was watching the movie, and also having been with kids for a little while lately, even just I know exactly those little points where children would just find something funny because it's a child, and you can see Disney in the movie just doing that. Like, oh, it's got a cute little tortoise that keeps being obviously slower than everybody else, and he keeps trying to follow all the other animals, and then he always falls behind. Because why? Because he's slower, and then he always gets run over or whatever by all the other animals. And that's it. That's what children are watching movies for. Okay, that's what they're interested in. But obviously, now there's a bit more that comes into movies. Now we've got freaking the last what do you call it? Like the last popular kids movie that I watched was Sonic 3. And that was at the cinema, which is what I suppose the film companies want. With two kids, my niece and my nephew, and my and the rest of the family, my sister and my brother-in-law. So that's what you're supposed to do. That's the ideal thing. You take the family to the kids movie. That's a lot of tickets just so that the two children can actually watch the movie that was made for them. Yeah, we've had, animation now. It has things for parents in it. That's a given. I remember Shrek having all those references that I did not get as a child, but then slowly later on I understood them. That kind of seems to not have been exactly present in this old type animation. So that was another difference I noticed. But either way, it was something I enjoyed. I could enjoy it. I could sit and turn my brain off and understand this is just a nice, pretty little film with a pretty little story, and it is a fairy tale. It's very much a fairy tale. Like it people are like, oh, that it's so stupid and whatever. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? You're looking at plot holes and things like that. You can't have that in a fairy tale. This is the original child's movie that it's a storybook. Literally, it starts as that's how they used to do those storybook movies. Like Disney would do it. They start the movie off with you opening the storybook, and then it would zoom in, and then you would see the movie as if it's telling you the story from the storybook. It's a fairy tale. So that brings me back to the whole idea of V was right. The world is not ready for fairy tales anymore. We can't have them. Not because they're too grim or anything like that, because yes, that had to happen. That's what happened a lot of the time with Disney adapting what's the name fairy tales. Anyway, they did adapt them to take out the gruesomeness and the shocking stuff. But the point is they took children's stories, and this was a child's story. And if you release that today, how would that work? I think the nostalgia bait would work. That's why I think, okay, cool, it would be a lot better than remaking it. Cool. And re-releasing it on cinemas would make it an event that you go to. It's about going to show your child Snow White at the cinema. Most people alive today did not go and bring their child to the cinema to actually see Snow White in the first place. They weren't even the child that went to the cinema to watch Snow White. I suppose there were some that went to the cinema to watch Snow White. So that's the appeal. I suppose grandparents would say, hey, I get to bring my grandchild to this classic story. I mean, if you look at this picture that I've actually got of where is it? Did I close all my freaking tabs before this? Snow White, that one. No, let's go bring you down. Did I close it? Come on, Shinsia. You don't have to live life on hard. No, I didn't. Here it is. Okay, close that. I've got too many freaking tabs open. Where are you, StreamYards? I can close that. StreamYards. Maybe I closed myself off. I'm not even streaming anymore. Okay, no, I am. Okay, let us present this picture over here. It's not even that one, but I'll read the back anyway. This is the VHS, the back of the VHS of the original movie. This is why Evil Charles keeps hurting Vimo. Oh yeah. But yeah, this is the back what do you call it, cover of the VHS. And this is what this is what they were selling. This is the sales pitch. If it's on the back of your VHS back in the day, and this is how I experienced it. This is now after very far after 1937. We didn't have the VHS, right? So they already did nostalgia bait and whatever. They said a masterpiece, a Disney masterpiece, the thing that started all of the things. Listen here. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is dwarfs as well, which another thing I noticed. I didn't realize we had that English. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is the definitive Disney masterpiece, the first full-length animated feature ever made. It is timeless in its perfection and remains the most revered of all Disney films, from Pinocchio and Bambi to Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, right? So that's the sales pitch. That's the marketing that we're getting for this VHS back in the day is, hey, it's this classic. That's what we're doing. Here it is on VHS. Now you can own it and on home video. Do you guys remember that? That pitch as well was always a thing. You can own it on home video for your very own kind of thing. I enjoyed that. So let's go. But actually, sorry, let me do this. Yeah, you don't need to. So anyway, Disney's immortal fairy tale springs to magical life as the lovely Snow White finds romance with a charming young prince. When Snow White's vain and wicked stepmother, the Queen, consults her magic mirror, her worst fear is confirmed. Snow White's beauty surpasses even her own. Snow White is forced to flee into the forest, where she befriends 7 lovable dwarfs: Dopey, Sleepy, Sneezy, Grumpy, Bashful, Happy, and Doc. But despite the dwarfs' loyalty, they cannot protect Snow White against the Queen's evil spell, which can only be broken by love's first kiss. Look, it's even got capitals. Fully restored to its original brilliance, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs overflows with heartwarming romance, rousing adventure, and enchanting music. Now you can finally own the legendary masterpiece that has become a world treasure for all generations. And reading that makes me go, oh yeah, that's why everyone's losing their shit. That's why the online, we have not stopped speaking about this the whole week. I mean, the movie came out last week. We should be like last weekend, like by Wednesday everyone should be over it. No, people are still making videos about it. People are still losing their crap about it. And might I say, yeah, okay, cool, it was yes, Zegler is part of this flopness of it, but absolutely not the main reason. Like, it would have flopped anyway, whether she did the weird or not. Considering she did have quite an effect. I would say she increased the awareness. The antagonism increased the awareness of what of the direction that this movie has taken, which is completely using the Ziegler lens, and then it's not the Ziegler lens. She just using the Ziegler lens to make a new movie, which is just it didn't work. Anyway, I just call a landmark in the history of animation. The New York Times, like, this is what this movie means. So they thought, here's the thinking. They were like, oh, we must remake because that's what we're doing. We'll milk the remake. And all the people, the mechanism that they were thinking of is, yes, people take the beloved fairy tale and and you keep that word in your head, beloved. This beloved tale and beloved movie, nostalgia, all of that, that's the marketing ploy that we're going with. When I come to my executives and I say to them, this is why I want to make this movie, this is why I say there's an audience for it, we can do it. Cool. That's a great justification. People will want to go back to better times. Let's do that. Fine. But then you consider, okay, but we need to think about the modern audience, which that's the overplayed thing, the message, all of that. Yeah, that comes in and kind of ruins it. But maybe if they had just released it, re-released it, and what would have happened? I think it would have received controversy, as V said. It would have received controversy. It would have had the standard criticism of, oh my gosh, it's rape culture, and he didn't ask consent, and oh my god, it's necrophilia because she's dead and he kissed her. And oh my gosh, aren't the dwarves so creepy because it's like 7 guys and a girl, and weird. All of that would have happened if they re-released this, but people still would have gone to the cinemas, honey. They still would have, because it would be like, this is actually the experience. I know I have this movie available to watch at home, but bringing it out in cinema gives me this new experience with my children and my family and whatever that I didn't have before. That's the sales pitch you're trying to give the person with the nostalgia, right? But instead, you're like, okay, well, no, let's remake it. And maybe could a remake, like frame by frame, just Toy Story animation, would it have worked? Let's go into actually. I'm gonna have the movie playing in the background. I'm gonna take screenshots, but you won't be hearing it. I'll be putting it onto a mind map to show the moments, what these moments would look like through the Zegler lens. So let's do that. Calling the prince a stalker was tone deaf, right? So Snow White was so important to Disney. It's surprising that they let this film be released for the 100-year anniversary. Yeah, well, I understand that that's the motivation behind remaking it, because it's like, this is the new age of animation, or whatever the hell we're doing, the new age of Disney. But and I understand they need to reconsider. Like, 1937 is a very long time ago. Okay, I understand that, and I think we should all recognize that. But when you do watch the movie, it still holds up. But you have to watch it as a fairy tale. And the thing is, nobody's watching this as a fairy tale in current day. You know why? You could even find some wokeness in it if you really wanted to, because in the culture war, everything that is released becomes something to fight over. It's bait in the water for the audience, for you YouTubers, for all of us. We are all gonna discuss what we think about it, and the culture war is gonna it's like a little source of energy for us. So this would have come under I'm telling you. So anyway, let me go to the movie. One of the things V said as well was share this tab instead. There we go. One of the things V said was you know what, maybe geez, I've lost it because I'm just looking at my mind map stuff and it's not working. Come on. Okay, there we go. And I've lost my actual StreamYard. There we go. But yeah, also people forget that Rachel, not Rachel, like Gal Gadot, in that famous clip of the weird, that whole thing, that I remember that was made the first thing that came out about this movie, or the first time that Rachel Zegler was programmed into my brain as I can't look at her without being annoyed. That thing. Gal Gadot herself was in the background going, she's not going to be rescued by the prince. She was so happy to say that, because that was the line that they were pushing, right? This is nothing new. I know that I'm not informing anyone here, but I'm just rambling and just letting you know what I think about it. But that was a thing. She's not going to get saved by the prince. That was like the main reason that they were re-releasing this movie. It's like, you can't have your cake and eat it. Okay, it's so difficult, and when you watch this movie, you understand why. You watch the original, guys. I don't know when was the last time you watched this, because it was really a great experience to watch it now. Um, watch it again, because you understand, okay, why Disney couldn't release it immediately the same way. But then at the same time, what I'm saying is I think they could have and still gotten, because this was so shit, what they did do was so shit, this still would have been better. This still would have been better. Okay, so one thing I just want to appreciate is just the old credits, guys. Obviously, we can't. Let me try and move this a bit slower, a bit smaller, as well. How can I edit you? Let's make you a bit smaller. You guys don't need to see it exactly as I see it, and I will be hearing it, but you won't be. Let's do that. Copyright strike we don't need. Like we would actually have the whole Walt Disney. This is actually where I'm going to get my screenshots from. And you know what? Let me change over to diagramming screen. And let's get my diagram up. Let's get a diagram up. Where do I create new? Thank you. No, I'm not generating with AI. Great. Sorry about blinding everybody. I think my color scheme is saved over here. Come on. Well, somewhat like my color scheme anyway. Rename Snow White. I'm going to make it a timeline. It's actually like this is kind of like researching for a video that you guys are sitting with me doing. I didn't particularly like the Goonagate video that I did, but I just had to finish it. I had to get it out. So let's see if we can figure out what I'm doing with a stream like this. Okay. I can go back to there. Keep you. What was wrong with it? I think it was too scripted, and it was actually, I felt like it had no value. So I did it just because I needed to put something out and I needed to work on a format and something like that. I don't actually. I think maybe the topic was just too shallow, actually, and actually didn't need to be diagrammed. So it wasn't the best diagram topic. It's just that I could do it, so I did it. And then because I'd started it, I had to finish it. And it was a good learning curve, I'd say. But yeah, I don't think scripted is the way for me in any way. Even well, having my diagram pre-diagrammed, that I think is still something that I'll do with a short form content, because I still need to create short form content. I think that's a good thing. That actually brings value to the diagram, because I love live diagramming. I love what we're doing here. This is actually, it's the thing I've been doing for the past year, right? And that's the things that gets some views, at least, still on, and why people watched me in the first place or subscribed in the first place. So like breaking things apart. So I want to keep with that. But then cool, the live stream, like yourself, Andrew, you've noted that before, where it's like, okay, cool, but what do we do with the diagram? Like, is the diagram actually helping, or is it's just me note taking as I talk? It's almost 2 years. Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's also coming up, starting to take its toll on me. I'm like, no, 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 guy, it's been long enough. You should have figured this stuff out by now. So yeah, they've got to be working on that. But anyway, yeah, I finally did. I had to finish that video because I started it essentially. So if I could make another attempt through doing this kind of streaming as well, edit the stream to make video. That's basically what a lot of YouTubers do. Short videos are probably the key. Yeah, but at the same time, short videos on things like gaming. Okay, yeah, faster pace, it's great. And also, yes, you get the value, because the whole point of diagramming is to make sense of it. So if you can't make sense of it to the point that you don't need 4 hours to talk about it, as in like that 4 hours of processing needs to have an output that actually makes sense and that is easier to digest, right? That's the whole point of breaking something down. So that it's easier at the same, like, so you're making it HD, but also you're absorbing it. It's weird. So I want to get both of that. I want to get the joy of long form content where you are honestly in autistic detail looking at stuff, and then that short form, which is kind of like the abstract in your in your study. When you do a thesis or something, you have to have some sort of abstract that you put together, or your literal thesis statement thing. So why not do that? It's a good thing to have that as like a summary. I like what I think it was what Smash JT does. Well, it's a lot of the YouTubers, they do that. They basically their videos become blogs. Like their scripts are blogs as well. I think it's Geeks and Gamers basically has the same sort of format. But anyway, that's where I'm at, and let's see what we do with this. Have you watched Legal Mindset explain the South Korean police diagram? It's faster, engaging, and informative. Well, I'll have a look. Put that on the list of things that I might do if I've remembered to do it. Literally put a chat. No, I haven't stabilized my space bars. What is it? Legal Mindset. Okay. Cool. Let us get into it. So, am I going to do a timeline downwards? I don't think so. You. Whoa! That's a V-ism over there. I actually can't full screen this. I can't full screen the. You'll clip it? Oh. Oh, so it's not even he hasn't clipped it himself. Where are you now? There we go. You're gonna have to go over here. No. And you're not what I'm presenting. This is what I'm presenting. Okay. How's that gonna work out? No, okay, there you go. No, that's not gonna work out. Put it over here. That's it. Okay, I don't want it a downwards face thing. I want timeline. Cool. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. I do have only about an hour left, so let's see what I do here. What? Oh no. Ship. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. 19. 8. We've got our credits. Ding, 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 ding. I'm thinking of putting music on in the background for you guys, but that's not gonna. Let's see. You guys don't need to know which. This is a problem. This is gonna be a problem. We can't. Well, you guys can't hear it. Extra speed, so that I can just land up. Actually, I could just go through the frames. How do I keep forgetting frame by frame. Sorry, wait. How do I? You know damn well this is going to turn into the biggest spiderweb of thought ever. If you've got an hour, you'll get 10 minutes into the movie. This was a train wreck. Okay, sorry, ship. You are very correct. But it's something. I guess I got some stuff like some introduction. I read the intro. I can take this and clip it for a video. So you know what? Fine. Then let's not do the timeline bit. We can do the mind map bit because I just was going to take my screenshots. You're right. I don't have time. Hey, I'm here for it. No, but my screenshots. I think that's going to have to be behind the scenes sort of stuff over the weekend. And maybe on Sunday I can actually go and see the actual current movie, so that I cannot be accused of, yeah, but you haven't actually seen the real the one you're comparing it to. So let's see if I can do that. That's a very busy weekend. I don't do stuff on the weekend. Okay. So we changed to mind map. Okay. Marketing. So we did talk about the release marketing. I haven't looked into re-release marketing, VHS marketing. So let's not say even marketing, just say pitch. What do you call it? Like value. Release value, yeah. Re-release value. Okay, VHS release value, then remake value. Re-release what's theater re-release value. This is basically just me brainstorming, right? These are the things that I consider. If we go here with the remake value, then we can talk about how Zegler ruined it, lowered by Zegler. But basically, this theater re-release value is the main reason that I want to make any kind of video about this, because there's plot points. Let me just see off the top of my head if I can go through plot points and aspects that I'm interested in, that I encountered when watching it yesterday. So first of all, I want the songs, right? The song list, song lyrics actually. Okay, so we had Someday My Prince Will Come, which is in my head. That would be an absolute not allowed thing, because we're not allowed to want the prince. Remember, she's not allowed to be thinking of true love. She's not allowed to want to be. There's we didn't have a villain song, so that's interesting. Oh yeah, the fairy tale of it all. Fairy tale-ness. Literally, we have plots, simple plots. Like I watched the pitch meeting for this movie, for the current movie, And one of the normal plot things that people would say is like, well, why didn't the queen just try and kill Snow White again? Why does Snow White also, why does the queen not kill Snow White with the apple? Like, how does that, why did that not work? Why did she only make her go to sleep? Why didn't she just cut off her head or something like that? Because that's the story. That's what fairy tales do. Because that's what she wanted to do. It's not that deep. And that wouldn't be accepted these days. I think even the anti-SJW non-woke people would climb into the problems with that sort of could climb, well, not would, could climb into the plot holes with that. And lack of character motivation and whatever. Because it would be, movies have changed so much. Kid movies have changed so much since this release. And this movie. It doesn't mean it's unenjoyable. Fairy tale-ness, like we've got the simple plot, we've got the message, so what lesson, okay, which is supposed to happen. Then we've got the questionable, the consent thing, which is like, it's oh yeah, let's put that in simple plot with the kiss, right? So it's usually, this is what's brought up just in normal conversation without having watched the movie. You'll have the, okay, the prince stalks her, right? We've got that one from, thank you, Zegla, you yourself put the stalker prince. Okay, and then we've got the evil witch, which was problematic. Simple plot, evil witch, evil female. Uh-oh, that's not good. Then we've got the rape culture and whatever. That's from the stalker prince. Also, that the 7 males. 7 males, 7 males, 1 female. We've got the and this is not simple plot stuff. This is, yeah, it can just be by itself. Stalker prince, evil female, simple plot, subtopic, evil female. What else was there? Oh, it was she works, domestic view, woman lead. She's very domestic. She can cook, clean, cooks, cleans, sings, wears dress. The horror, the absolute horror. But you can still, the thing is, you can still appreciate this when you watch this movie. You actually, you appreciate that she's just a girl, and she's a sweet, pure little girl, and that is okay. That is a thing. Okay, you allow children to remain, to watch things that are pure and childish, and don't bring these adult interpretations on top of this. Like, don't do that, because you ruin it. They were doing that in this discussion on one of the shows I was watching this week. I'm like, sorry, when I watched it, I did not think, ooh, that's weird. And a child doesn't go, ooh, that's weird. Those 7 males are perverts. They don't think that because they're innocent. You're putting that in their head. And yeah, it's cool. It's a great joke for the adults to have on the other side. And Dopey is dopey because he's smoking weed, and Sneezy is sneezy because he's been using cocaine. Like, all of those funny jokes we can do. Children's content lack complete nuance. What are you saying? Are you saying must it lack complete nuance? It used to not have. It did not get interpreted so deeply, and so I must find the problem with it. It wasn't seen as, if my child watches this, then my child is going to think this. That's another thing that blows my mind. They're like, no, no, no. You what you've done is you keep making this woman think, making children, little girls think that one day their prince will come and whatever. That's actually on you as a parent to find the proper meaning, the literary meaning, the fairy meaning behind all of this. If you go to the archetypal way of looking at this film, it's actually beautiful. If you go into that like Jordan Peterson sort of interpretation of what this story means archetypally, which actually Russell Brand does. Go and do that. Go and watch it. Obviously, he does proclaim Christ every now and then during that discussion, but you can appreciate, and that also helped me appreciate the movie, rewatching the movie. So can it lack complete nuance? It I don't want it to. I like the multifaceted meaning that an adult person can watch and glean from an animated film. I want that. I'm not saying that it can't, but it's maybe I think what you're bringing up there is no, they the modern audience or the rabid people online, they don't want to let it have that nuance. They want it to be as literal as man kissed woman without consent. And that's what we're teaching children. That's what they wanted. They want the problematic elements of Snow White to be the only lessons that's taken away. Instead of it having the fairy tale meaning, which is what all fairy tales came from, is we're supposed to scare children into submission and make children learn lessons. Oh, well, I read Little Red Riding Hood. There's not much. Like, if you think of this plot of Little Red Riding Hood, you have to embellish to get a full feature film going there. And actually what Walt Disney did with this movie is gave you little animals and little delightful things and songs to make the runtime become feature film. That's all. The story is not that complex. It's not that deep. And it's just, and then, because, and then. It works that way. It's very, very simple. And I think because of how everything developed after this, it's now, it might be, maybe re-releasing this would be a breath of fresh air and a return to form. It looks political correctness and HR lessons because we assume pure intentions and good faith. Does that sound agreeable? It lacks political correctness and HR lessons because we assume pure intentions and good faith. Yes, we assume that. We assume that's how you would watch this. You're not going into it looking to destroy it. You're finding the best meaning in it because it's, oh, well, this is a child's story, and also just that's what a story is going to do. Is it entertaining? As a parent, you're like, oh, does it scare my child? Okay, it doesn't scare my child. That's good. Does it make my child laugh? Oh, it makes my child laugh. Cool. What was your toddler's favorite part of Snow White? Oh, well, she liked the tortoise. Like, because I can see my goddaughter's going, tortoise. If she just saw the little tortoise, that's all they're thinking. But you're still bringing them into the freaking cinema and paying for their popcorn and all of that, and you're still giving them that experience. Hi, why do studios try to represent these stories as innocent fairy tales besides trying to profit off it? But they are innocent fairy tales. What do you mean? Why? Sorry, this is a Twitch thing. Hi, Darzo. Thank you for the question. Hi, why do studios try to represent these stories as innocent fairy tales besides trying to profit of it? Like, that's the thing. Unfortunately or fortunately, yeah, the production of art is production of a product. And it is to make money. Yes, it is. If we're thinking of it that way, from your question here, my question is, would they have made more money re-releasing this one than this flop that they decided to do over here? Because if you can think about, like, when Andrew over on YouTube, when Andrew said like 100-year celebration, like imagine if you just leaned into that really hard, because now I guess my marketing, I guess, is like I don't want to be in marketing, but I naturally do it. I think of how you promote stuff, and think about re-releasing this. It's about re-experience the going to the cinema, the magic. This is an important film. It's a landmark film. Come and watch that film. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why it was so important. Let's talk about why it was so groundbreaking. How was it made again? Oh yeah, with the hand drawing. And you know what? And then it also did. Remember how it influenced the this and this and this video. And you could start basically money wise, you could start re-releasing and basically remastering, getting us to that point that you just keep throwing your remasters. It'll become like the Bethesda. It'll become the Skyrim, where we just remaster and we just keep throwing it. It's on just every Disney classic. We do that. They did it with VHS. They did that with this VHS re-release. Yeah, that I read the description. Yeah, I need to listen back to what I'm talking about here because it's very, very chaotic. I need to be. Oh, you know what? I want to actually just re-watch the movie. But okay, if I go the fairy tale-ness of it, the re-release value. This is a lack of value. So if I say re-release value, I would actually say things that would bring it down. Problematic. Commentary. Possible. Okay, so fairy tales make it so they're making it wait. Hello. It's lowered by Ziegler. Fairy tale-ness, making it problematic, simple plot. Then we've got the evil female, stalker prince, 7 males, 1 female. The message lesson is the fairy tale-ness. Domesticated woman lead. But yeah, the fairy tale-ness. This is like, because movies have evolved, children's movies have evolved a little bit further than just taking fairy tales and putting them onto the screen. We've gotten proper stories, not fairy tales, proper stories, like How to Train Your Dragon and things like that. That's not a fairy tale, that's a story. It's a different kind of thing. Yes, there's themes in it. A fairy tale doesn't even go as far as, it doesn't abstract itself that far for you to just go, oh well, we need to look for the themes here. It's actually like, you could literally say this character is this aspect of life, this character is this aspect of life, and this is how they interact, and it's all a metaphor. It's all an analogy. Problematic commentary possible. What was the good stuff in this re-release value, right? The good commentary. We would have return to femininity, and that as a woman, sorry, that was great to watch, because she's just so cute, this girl. She's sweet. She's in rags. In the beginning of the movie, we've got you forget that the queen put most of the background is actually discussed. It's actually it's shown like this. It's written, and you read the story. It's all about it being the story. Oh, okay. Once upon a time, blah blah blah. It very much here is a fairy tale, and there lived a lovely little princess named Snow White. Her vain and wicked stepmother, the queen, feared that someday Snow White's beauty would surpass her own. So she dressed the little princess in rags and forced her to work as a scullery maid. Like, this is I think people forget how simple this movie actually really was in this whole conversation, this whole frenzy online. Um, I don't know. They just need to figure out whether they appreciate it as much as I did. I appreciated this because I enjoyed that was this little thing of, when you see them open the book, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like, look at that. That's that. I think they did that with Cinderella as well, and that is why Shrek did so well, because Shrek made jokes about that. Shrek made fun of that whole trope, right? Of going and opening the book and then the fairy tale and all of that. So yeah, we've got that lots of reading of this because you could do that in those days. You just because can you imagine Mauler? And I don't think Mauler would be a lot more nuanced or whatever, but some film critic going, oh, but they just lay out the whole plot in front of us. They just give us the context of the whole story. It's like, yes, that's what a fairy tale does. That's how it does it. It's like, once upon a time, here's the setting, this is the character, these are the motivations, and then this happened, then this happened. That's what you tell children. Children aren't they going, but what was the motivation of the queen? Not like, they're not doing that. So so I think people would, if people would be back on that problematic commentary possible, people would be finding it just not good enough, too simple. So she's got the each day the vain queen consulted her magic mirror on the wall. So also we're talking return to femininity, also warning against vanity. Remember that? Isn't that a good lesson that we got from this movie? Oh, vanity, and no, that doesn't make that doesn't make the cut. Star Wars do it too. Modern movies don't have the patience to tell a simple story anymore. They have to be fast-paced and jam-packed. They don't want to take that risk. I'm with you there, Andrew. They don't want to take that risk of being that different now, because. So I'm wondering if this would have been, if they'd done something like this, if it actually would have been like this phenomenon, if it would have been like, wow, look at them doing this bold thing. Like showing this and I guess one of the criticisms people do give is just, it's such nostalgia bait. Make new stuff. Fine. Do make new stuff. I agree. But if you want to do this, I can see somebody saying we should do this. I think a remaster might be a quirky way of honoring old stuff without defiling it, and raising money for your new projects, so you can have more Lilo and Stitches. And I'm not talking about a remake of Lilo and live action Lilo. I'm like, we can have more of those new stories. Why not? What is wrong with this? Oh, V again. The best way that he described this was, it is fast food entertainment now. It's like McDonald's. It's the Disney's like the McDonald's. It's like, oh, we got the ingredients, which is all our old movies, and we just go and we put them into the combination in the recipe, which is just live action, add some wokeness, blah blah blah, and out it goes. CGI. There you go. We're good. That's the fast food. Instead of, he said it as well, it's lost the magic. It has. There's no magic in any of this. There's no, whimsy and wonder and, I want to tell kids this interesting, cool story. And here's a cute thing for the child to look at because, look, oopsie, the bird fell in the water. Like, that sort of innocence is not allowed anymore. And, it breaks my heart. Oh, the last time I remember a slower and simpler story was The Rats of Nim. I haven't watched that I've seen it. But when was that? I actually, what do you think of it, Andrew? What does it mean? How does this compare? That comment you're talking about modern movies not having patience to tell a simple story. What do you think? How does that compare to, say, a Ghibli movie? Say, I guess that's not modern. I don't know. There's modern ones that I haven't encountered yet. Um, but how does, say, The Boy and the Heron compare? Is it a simple story? Because that would be an interesting thing. Like, there magic? That seems like Ghibli has magic in it still. That's why it's freaking was. I saw a lot of Disney stuff as well in Japan. Of course, there's a lot of Disney. I stayed at a Disney World hotel in Hong Kong and things like that. There's Disney everywhere. Don't worry. But I was not interested in getting any of the stuff. Like, maybe Lion King would have. I took a photo of a Lion King Lego. That's as interested in Disney as I was. But then I've got my Pokemon over there that I spent money on. And cats. Oh, interesting. They're very similar. They take their time, not afraid to sit and wait. Well, this over here is like you have to take your time, otherwise you're going to run out of story. There's no sitting in silence here. There's literally that, like, every minute is telling you something about the plot. It's all communicated because it has to be simple for a child to understand. And what's beautiful is that then the adult can go and take it and say, oh, this is what it means thematically and literarily and whatever. As long as the mirror answered, you are the fairest one of all, Snow White was safest from the queen's cruel jealousy. Jealousy is a bad thing. Jealousy is a bad thing. Okay, could we not be happy that this was in there? That is what we're learning from the story. Do we just forget this? Okay. Ghibli is Japan's Disney. Alt. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, was it okay? No, that's 10 seconds. Which one was it frame by frame, guys? Darling, you told me. I do think you told me how to go frame by frame on YouTube. You got this one starts and we got the kingdom. Here we got the establishing shot of the kingdom. Yay, it's beautiful. So we actually even have the first thing you do is we get the queen. And there is our evil queen, and it's what she's doing. I didn't. Oh, you didn't. Okay, then it was probably Foxu. And we have this little girl. She's even in rags, and she's still pretty and sweet, and she's doing work. She's working. Oh, but it's domestic work. We're in medieval times here. What do you want from me? What? She's going to be working on the nuclear factory? What are you saying? In the nuclear reactor? No, she's cleaning the frickin' stairs. And she's a princess, and look how happy she is. So, happiness despite suffering or mistreatment. We have all of these things that are happening in this movie, but no. The thing we're going to talk about is this weirdness. She's friends with nature. It's cute. Oh, but we're going to make one of the criticisms is we're going to make children think that they can just be in harmony with nature and all of that we're going to make children think that they can just play with birds and that's what birds are like. No, that actually happens when you raise a child. When children grow up, they realize that reality differs from the ideal. That, like, you do. I actually wanted to. This is actually kind of why it relates to last night's think, Andrew. Like, and Lucy, actually, both of you guys, parents, when your child is very little, you kind of have to simplify to the point of it's kind of lying to them. You have to, and this is only through observation that I've seen this. I've seen my friends parenting, so it's very fascinating to me, and I'm very fascinated by development psychology and all of that. But explain like I'm 5. Yeah, exactly. But even explain like I'm 2 is a different thing to be doing. You have to, your child, yeah, if you're not, but like your child, their world is small, and you have to make that world understandable and safe before they can go out into it further, and out into it further, and out into it further. And this sort of story belongs in that safe world where we're with mommy and daddy, hopefully, where mommy and daddy tell us how everything goes. Is all my internet going? Yeah. But yeah, you do have to essentially lie to children, because you're giving them the ideal. You're giving them something to strive for, but we know that, and then they're going to eventually, anyway, no matter what, life is going to come and slap them in the face and make them realize that it's life. Don't worry, the world will do that for you. You don't need Disney to do that for you. You have to cut away all the noise from your explanations. Oh, you do, and that goes into the core of them and becomes like that core memory. And you see, you can make really good stories. So they focus on the important parts. Exactly. So this is what a parent is supposed to do with a fairy tale. Okay, if your child comes and says, "Well, oh, that means that I must," or like your son goes, Andrew, your son watches this and decides that this means that he must now go and kiss every girl. You're going to explain to him that that's not how this works. That's not this movie itself actually even has a little bit of a hint of that. It's got Dopey who keeps trying to kiss Snow White on the lips. You guys forget this. Sorry, Rachel. Did you see that Dopey keeps trying to kiss Snow White on the lips, and she always turns him and kisses him on his head, because that's okay. But we're gonna think that no, that's rape culture, because he keeps continuing. But she puts it back. She puts it where she establishes where their relationship is. That's not a good thing? No, it's weird. It's weird. William used to slap his female teachers on the butt. Listen, I don't know. I saw a video the other day on Instagram where it was like it did show it's boys slapping their mom's butt as they walked out of the house. I slapped my mom's butt. I also slap my mom's butt all the time. I'm sorry. No way, Dopey. He did. He did. So cute. Strive for yeah, exactly. Add. Yes, add. Your nose was blocked, Lucy. Strive for kindness and gentleness. Yeah, that's what you were doing. So I mean, look, she's happy while she's working. She's got rags on. Happiness, what's it? Beauty despite wealth, or lack of wealth. So we have inner beauty. No, but let's just forget all of that. Okay. This is the fight that we would be having online if they re-released it. Because the best believe this would be out there. But I think we would be over here enjoying this and saying, "How? But what about this?" And then you could have people like Little Platoon going into greater detail about, like the archetypes of it, or like, oh, then nature is in harmony with this. And no, we're just going to take it on face value because it's so much easier and it makes so much sense. So look, she starts singing, she's wishing. So we've established as well, what was cool is like, I forgot that she's a wisher. She has this wishing well. She's interested in wishing. We established she wants something. She wants true love. And oh no, she doesn't want to be alone. I think she, even the lyrics. Let's look at that. There's the lyrics. So we have I'm wishing. She's wishing for a prince. I think. Let me just listen here. Oh, you're not allowed to wish. It's about wishing. So you go to the wishing well, and she's like, "Oh, your wish will soon come true. If you wish upon a star." That was the magic that you got in Disney, and you're gonna now get upset with me about it. Wishing well. I think I am wishing because it echoes. That's how the girl how she yeah, for the one I love. Yeah, she is. And that's how she gets introduced to the prince. Have you watched the latest EFAP? They did a deep dive on Snow White. Also, Little Platoon is now the 4th EFAP. Oh, he is today. Yes. Follow to find me today. So yeah, sorry, she's singing. Let's do. So then the one who loves her will find her today. Okay, so she wants that. Guess what? She runs away from him because she's like, oh no, he's seeing me like this, right? So she sees that he sings to her. So this is him being weird, right? He's the stalker. He's coming to her, right? He climbs over. Cool. I guess we could. How would you that is, I suppose, problematic. He's breaking and entering, but think of this as you're telling a kid a story. The prince is nearby and he hears this. That's literally what this movie is doing. The new movie is such a slap in the face to the OG's accomplishment of that time. Yeah, exactly. I got those clips for there's more than those too, but they're good. 1.5 in total. First animated movie of its time. Yeah. And it's that's why I'm like, it would have been a risk to re-release it as it is now, just like a remastered big screen. But I think it would still be, it would have such a special place because it's such a landmark piece of art. So I think it would have, I think it would, geez, can you imagine? It would make going to the cinema the important part of this because you know the story. You've watched the story. It's not about the story. It's about going to the movies and seeing it there because we didn't see it before. Remember, we had it on VHS or that's quite a sales pitch. I think that's freaking amazing. Like, and you could, this is what I would lean into. Disney change the landscape. Yes, that's exactly it. You could have made all the plushies, crocheted them and like, and gone to the cinema with those as key rings and things like those are that actually could have even triggered like a resurgence in being interested in going to the cinema, as cinema is an event. Going to the cinema, like that could have been part of a movement that went to it. Because remember with Barbie, right? Barbie is so exciting, not because we want to go and see the story. It's so life changing. Sorry, it's just not. But it's people were going to Barbie to watch it in pink. You have to go with all your girlfriends, and you all have to wear pink, and we have to do. It was not actually about the story itself. It was about going to the cinema to see it. It was Barbenheimer. It was all that. Same thing happened with Wakanda. Not Wakanda Forever, but the first Black Panther. It was like, well, it's got to be a social movement. So they tried to make it a social movement in the wrong way. Just make it a movement of, yeah, we're going to the cinema. Because we're that simple. We're humans. Don't bring that ideology in. That splits us all. Anyway, I'm trying to find coherent thoughts. They're just coming through. So I guess this is not a brainstorm. This is brain fart. I'm spamming. Sorry. No, you're not. You're not spamming. You're chilling with me. Excuse me. I need some coffee. Okay, so this is him. Oh, he's stalking her, right? But he hears her being herself, all by herself. She's just living her life. And is that not life? That's how you found your partner. You're busy out there. Like she's just being so innocent and enjoying herself, and he notices that. Oh no, but he's stalking her. He's stalking her. It's like, no, he's noticing her. Okay, I guess I'm doing cope. So this part would definitely be thrown over the pot. But you're supposed to be able to smooth over this because, honey, sweetie, baby, it is a fairy tale. You're supposed to go, I'm a child, watching this. Stalker Prince is not supposed to be in my purview. If you want your child to see that kid as that guy as a stalker, there is a problem. Okay, you are now bringing your child out of that safe space that they're supposed to be in childhood. You're bringing them out into the world that they can hardly understand. What's wrong with you? Come back here. Hey, zombie. Lucy's in the chat. I think Andrew's there too. I'm not going to look at those clips now, Andrew, by the way. Just going to continue babbling about Must Know What. I'm wishing. Oh, so cute. And look, she runs away. I think it's because she's like, I don't want him to see me like this. Which is, okay, so just, oh, she's fallible. Look at her. She's vain, actually, a little. Look, she's running away. Oh, no! He's seeing me like this. And he's like, wait, please. Does he run after her? Does he run after her and bang her? Rachel? Does he? She runs into that house. He knows where she is. Does he run into the house after her? Does he go behind the curtain there with her? Does he do all of that? No, he doesn't. So you decided to take that action and say, stalker. No. You are not. Why? Why did you need to do that? And that comes back to what we were talking about, Andrew, where we're not watching things just to enjoy them anymore. They're part of the culture war. We have to take them and rank them part of culture war. Like, so this is what would happen, re-release wise. For sure, it wouldn't be fit today's theme. It would be a total derail. Yeah, but you know what? What if you took that risk and said, let them fight? And it became discourse, and it was just, that's what we're talking about. But nobody, and maybe you would have some green-haired people go, oh my gosh, no, boycott the film. It's horrible. How dare they? How dare they? And then you sit and you just go, no, we re-released it because it's an iconic film. Get your fucking shit together. No? Lucy, I wish that StreamYard could show me this super sticker. Let's see what it is. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Unless it's a poop. What is it? Oh, it's the Lucy dancing. Okay, it's the Lucy dancing. The calls for boycotts always, okay, this one, yeah. Calls for boycotts, calling for boycotts always the smallest of minorities. Exactly. So it's like you would, and then, hello, because the only people who care about it are the executives. That's how it works. It would continue. We would get the market continuing the way it is. But big business always capitulates to those shouting the loudest, which it shouldn't. I think I blame the marketing department. You can't rely on the magic. It's a lemon dancing. I enjoy it. Oh, that's another thing. I need to update my memberships because a certain level of membership will get their own custom thing like we have on Twitch here. On Twitch, you can get a custom command. You would get a custom command as a subscriber. Remember Twitch? So you would have something like, hi Cal, like that. So yeah, a part of the membership, I think I'll do it at level 2. We do that. Should it be level 1? I think we could do it at level 1. Where we have membership. The thing is, you won't be able to trigger them by yourself. I have to trigger them through Stream Elements, unfortunately. So that would be cool. That I could have like a little animation, if you remember, a little animation for you. The thing is that I did with these Twitch alerts is that I made them according to, you know, what usually happens when you come into the stream. We couldn't see it, but not hear it. That's okay. You guys don't need to see it. Still cool. It basically says, hi, Cal. There's a lot of them. Yeah, still cool. So I would obviously have to figure out the audio of that. I would have to use the line. But it works on when I think maybe it's because of StreamYards. Stream elements. YouTube alerts. Are you? Twitch alerts. Oh, that's why. There we go. Yeah. Watch. Let's see if it works here. Who else shall we do? Yeah. I don't know if you could hear it. How fucking dare you, bitch? I mean, we have heard it before, so no big loss. Yeah, no. Anyway, just going into that. So yeah, that just silly things like that would be part of memberships. Just so you know, big ship. Do we have to? Does your command have to be like? Wah, wah? It's all good fun though. I use combos of Mixline. I've never heard of that. StreamerBot for most of the fancy interactions. Stream Elements I've been using Stream Elements forever. No sound still, but that's just because of just me fucking around with my OBS. OBS and using this studio, StreamYard Studio. Do you use StreamYard, Tomby? I'm sure you do. Everyone uses it. But anyway, I love it. Yeah, that would be. I need to actually. I can't believe I didn't put that into the levels. Anyway, this is our stalker prince, who's like, he takes his hat off and he's like, oh dear. And look, incels could watch us and be like, look, he's simping. He's simping so bad. That's very bad. Look how he simp. And then we've got oh, look at this. This was I forgot about this. She kisses this first of all. She kisses the dove here. Okay, first of all, oh my gosh, Lucy, if your child watches this movie, they're gonna think that they can just go and kiss pigeons. Yes, they are going to do that. That's what children will do. Children will lick things. Children are stupid. You have to teach them not to do things. So yeah, your child could watch this and think that they can kiss a dove. Yes, I used to think I could have a tiger. Okay, because Jasmine had Raja, but don't worry. My mom told me I couldn't have a tiger, but she got me a plushie of a tiger and I called it Raja. And guess what? Who made money off of that? Okay, it wasn't actually Raja the tiger, but like toy makers got money off of that because I was allowed to be a child and my mother actually did her parenting job by not just letting me see something and take it literally because I'm a child. Okay, so she kisses either way. She kisses this thing. The bird flew. Yeah, exactly. So she kisses it. And then it goes and actually kisses. It goes and kisses him. Look, it's shy. So she sends him a kiss. It was real to me. That's all that matters. Yeah, and it made my parents. I made my parents buy VHSs and things of these stories. She is a woman, so she can do anything. Oh, absolutely. She can do everything. That's true. That is very true. So including telling this bird to go and reciprocate the affection that this man has shown her. Okay, so she ran away because she's demure. We know that word these days now. So she ran away because she's demure, but she's like, oh wait, I will, I am interested in him. Ooh, and she sends him a WhatsApp that is a kiss emoji and gives him a signal that, you know what, maybe we could be a thing. Okay, so there's it's not full consent, I understand, but this is a fairy tale and the story shows us that, hey, Snow White likes this guy. Look, he kissed her. She sent the bird and it kissed him. And he's like, wow, I got a kiss from her. He's not like, okay, let's go to town. Let's go to Pound Town. He's not doing that. You're acting that way when you're on the red carpet saying weird. That's what you're doing. You're assuming that you're criticizing this fairy tale, this innocent fucking fairy tale. that doesn't work. But you're taking it, and you're making it what it isn't. Stop. Okay, so okay, cool. So he's interested in, oh, okay, but then and then and she just goes away. We don't have yeah, you make it weird, Rachel. You're making it weird. Um, but yeah, then she just goes away. She's still a princess, but she just closes it, and that's the end because that's how simple this plot is. She doesn't have a reason because this is yes, it's still a full-length feature film, cool. But she doesn't have she doesn't need a reason to close the curtain. And like as a child, I did go, okay, what did she do afterwards? Like, well, that's so weird. Like we don't see that in movies. And well, like what did she go to the toilet? What did she eat that day? Stupid stuff, but it's wholesome, yeah. And that's it. You accept it because okay, that's what's happening. That's what the story is doing to me. It's telling to me, okay, look, it's cute, and look, she's so cute. She goes behind the thing, and oh, she's so innocent. And remember the witch? Uh-oh. Ha. She's like, oh no, Snow White must be taken care of. And oh, here's Mr. Huntsman. Mr. Huntsman has to be told to do stuff. Bad man. Isn't that good? Isn't that good, Rachel? The man is being bad here. He's a danger. Men are dangerous. That's a good thing. Doesn't that help us? Actually, it's not problematic. Goddamn Gal Gadot, who, yeah, apparently she was just so wooden in this. So Huntsman guy also actually has a bit of a conscience. He's not happy. Wait, Lucy, why are you up? So he actually has a bit of a conscience. He's like, I don't want to kill a child. And he's like, you know the charges that you're facing. So it's like she threatened him. There we go. We're hearing, we are learning that men can be dangerous. Men can be dangerous. Bad things can happen, which is actually, that's counter to this, oh, we need to be in this safe space all the time as children. But you do need stakes for the child. This child does need to understand that, oh, consequences of actions is a thing. So here you go. I'm at work, says Darling. Well, I'm very, very happy that I could keep you company, darling. So Huntsman, bro, is like told, go and do it. And this was beautifully done. Oh my goodness. Just the suspense, the cinematicness of she's over there, and she's singing and she's just being herself, and she's being so innocent and beautiful with the bird, because the bird's sad and scared, and she's like, oh, well, we can figure it out, and we'll find mommy and daddy. Very cute, sweet, pure stuff. Okay, and then you have the huntsman coming after her. It's actually terrifying. You're like, oh no, and then he gets to her and he won't do it. He actually says, I can't. Isn't that a good thing? Aren't we showing good things? Morality? Isn't that okay? Maybe if we had some incels, they'd be like, oh, this man, he doesn't even know how to follow through. Never send a wimp to do a man's job, kind of thing. All I wanna love. Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't do it. And then we've got this beautiful sequence as well. Oh my gosh. Of her, she's got to run into the forest and be alone. Being alone is bad. Being alone is scary. This is the good lessons we're getting. Being alone is scary. We're showing a child that and you know what, they see what we're seeing here is the forest was terrifying. Yeah, but she's just seeing the forest because she's alone. She's seeing the forest as evil. Everything's fine, but now she just sees vines and things. as they're not pretty anymore. It's all her perception. It's all she's just alone. She's scared. And then we get like, I mean, you get things like this is wood. She fell in a puddle, basically. Okay, and this wood now they become crocodiles. So it's all, how beautiful is that? Her mind is making her afraid because she's alone. She's actually, look at her actually going through a thing. And that's interesting and exciting for us to all watch. It's visually exciting. Like, look, those are just pieces of wood, and then they become alligators. Like I was like, geez, didn't remember that when I watched it. I'm like, I don't remember it, but that part of the movie. I didn't remember this whole lesson that this sequence teaches a child. So we've reduced Snow White to saved by Prince, instead of there's a scene in here where she's in the darkness and she's scared because she's alone now. She's been told that she's got to run away, and she wasn't alone before. She had the animals. She was in the forest alone before, but no. Now all drawn in painted frames. Exactly. Literally every frame a painting. What turned into crocs? Pieces of wood, planks, like trees in the water turned into crocs. The driftwood, yeah. So everything looks scary to her because she's alone. That's such a great meaning. And I can imagine a child sitting next to me going, why is she doing that? Or being scared of those things and saying, but look, let's watch that back again. And you can see that that's actually wood. That's wood, little Skylar, little Gemma. That's not a real crocodile. Like, that's how you talk to children, because this is a child's movie. But also as an adult, I can go, wow, that's so beautiful. Yes, when I'm alone, everything seems harder to work with. That's a very meaningful message this movie has given me, and done it in a beautiful, beautiful way. They understand, and it can be a teaching moment. Yes, everything is a teaching moment when you have children around you. It's incredible. And that's probably why I'm so overwhelmed by the idea of ever being a parent. That absolutely every moment goes into this. So, which was honestly what I spent 3 weeks with twin toddlers. That's what I did. That's also why I don't need to be a mom, because I was just more like watching my friend be a mom and being fascinated by how good she is at it and how she does it. I was just like, cool. I want to research this. I want to see how this works, this dynamic goes. Anyway, so yeah, look how beautiful this is. And then she's crying. She's all alone, and all the animals are watching her like, bro, what's up? Are you okay? And she's crying proper, and that's good. We need to see the child sees, oh, people in stories cry, people in stories go through bad things, but guess what? It turns out well in the end. Do we not want children to have that programmed into them, that it turns out well in the end? Because you kind of need that. You kind of need hope. So she sings this song, which if I go and make a video about this, I'll actually go into the lyrics of this song. It's Daisy. Yes, it's Daisy. Come here. Didi. Say hello. Say hello, Didi. Do. Can you hear her purr? Sorry, do. She came and lie on my lap. So yeah, one of them. This was actually one of the best things because I hadn't remembered it. She's lying here in the forest, all scared, and the animals are all like, hello. Why were you scared? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I created such a fuss. She goes, oh, I'm sorry I created a fuss, which obviously would be so problematic because it's like, oh, you're trying to teach children that they mustn't be, because you're taking everything to the extreme. You're trying to teach children that they are, what's the name? They are, that being emotional is bad. It's like, no. We're showing her that emotions pass. We're showing them that emotions pass. Look, she was scared. Look, Daisy, she was scared. And then, you know what she realized? Her friends are still there. Oh, okay. Your friends are still there. And then she knows, she starts singing. She says when she's scared, she asks her friends, the animals, what do you do when you're sad and scared? And they sing a song. So she sings a song. And look, the little young bird doesn't sing well. That's cute for a child, but look, we can get the lessons there that it takes practice. When mommy and daddy grew up, they learned how to sing very nicely. Come on, guys. This is making me think. No, re-release this. Just re-release this. Look, I mean, look how that's also part of the value of the movie is that just there's a cute little picture. That's what we've got going on here. That's literally the value of this movie. And maybe re-releasing this would restart us and remind us of this kind of value in art. Maybe it would spark magic. So she's like, oh, I'm sorry I caused such a fuss. I was so scared. And then the animals are the ones that lead her to the dwarves. She doesn't just wander alone, whatever. The animals actually help her. These animals, and that also contrasts with the way the animals act with the evil witch. We've got very clearly defined evil witch things. She should be strong and independent, who needs no friends. Exactly. Oh, and she also shouldn't be wearing a dress in the forest. But I think that contrast, she's not prepared. We don't need her to be this girl boss because life is not going to be that way. So you're busy over here telling me that all of this problematic stuff is the reason that these are the bad lessons we're teaching the child. But it's actually like your girl bossing is also an unhealthy idea. You're telling the child that actually they will always be prepared and they can, or no, there has to be that fall. We literally just had this arc. Oh no, she's fallen, she's scared, and you know what, actually it wasn't even real, all of the things that she was scared of. Sometimes animation is just better. There were a mistake. I actually want to rewatch Jungle Book again. Because for me that's what started it. Okay, so here she goes and she finds the cottage, and this is the joke is, haha, she's breaking and entering, and that's what we're teaching children. Okay, are you done? Are you done being simplistic? Like, I can actually see a child go, mommy, she's going in there. That's not her house. Like, I know, but you know what? She's scared. She's scared, my baby. She doesn't know if this. It's a very dirty place, so she doesn't know if anyone's living there, and she needs help. So she's reaching out to people for help. Oh no! What? Oops! Being alone is scary. Reach out for help. Uh-oh. Is this weird? Weird? Yes, this is all weird. For all of this this goodness, that actually can just easily be put into there. It just depends where you sit politically. You'll decide that all of this good commentary is actually problematic. But animation is often better. I think animation, like for so many things, so yeah, for fairy tales and things like that, cool, of course, animation is fun because it's nice and approachable for children, and it also it distinguishes it from reality, right? Because it's like, well, this is not real stuff, this is the story, we're here in imagination land, okay? But also animation just it makes like 2D animation, yes, as if only we could have a Wheel of Time anime kind of thing. Like, give me puppets and paint. Yeah, you can do that with a good enough story. You'll enjoy it. I mean, hello, Wallace and Gromit is just puppets. It's clay. So all the animals are always there, and then she goes in and she's like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is what a mess is going on here. And there's a pickaxe, and it's all dangerous. Oh no, but she's doing domestic work, and that's a problem. She's doing domestic work. No, she's actually sorry. You guys just made the joke about her breaking and entering. She's actually coming in there and improving the place. Oh, how dare she improve the place? And also, she actually does, guys. By the way, Rachel, people on the right, work is good. This message is in here, but she also does boss around the animals. You know that. Literally, it's part of the start of the song where she goes, "And I'll use the broom." That whole thing. She's telling everybody what to do, but they're the animals. So I guess they had to change it to her. She's telling the men what to do. Really? She's telling the men what to do? Boys, later on in the movie, she tells the men what to do. I'm sorry to bring it. I'm sorry to break it to you, but there is actually wokeness and bossiness in the 1937 movie. So look, we've got girl bossing actually over here, and the true girl bossing, because she's girling and she's bossing. Okay, she's girling hard. She's being like sweet, but she's like, "I made you food, honey. I made you food. Go wash." And they're like, "No, I don't want to wash." And they eventually all go wash. Hello, that's wokeness, guys. So anyway, she cleans this up, and this is all domestic work. It's great. Oh, we also? Oh, look, they're working in the mine. Oh no, that's very bad, and we're supposed to be upset that they're dwarves. No, all a child will see is that means that they're small, but they're grown-ups. That's all a child sees. Get over it. I would never trust them to bring back anything. Unless they just literally remaster it. Don't own putting your foot down. Yeah, you could put. That's what also I'm saying. Like re-releasing this is kind of putting your foot down. But I know what you mean. Like they don't own the idea of. It's not a liberal idea. It's not this inherently liberal idea. It's just saying no. Yeah, they're working. They're happy while they're working. And they're stupid. There's wokeness, guys. There's wokeness because we have Dopey over here who locks the safe, locks the vault, and then leaves the key on the hook. I don't know if kids would have that reasoning yet to laugh at that, but they would still laugh at Dopey because Dopey's moving funny and Dopey's going and that's fun, right? But there's something for the adults. They go, oh, okay, well we've got this guy. He is properly dope. He's stupid. He's makes this huge thing of locking this door. Yeah, God, does this huge thing of locking the vault, but then leaves the key on there. Okay, so they are in need of help. The men are fallible. That's wokeness. The incels cry. So if they didn't watch, if we remade this movie exactly, okay, frame by frame, but just with actors or whatever, I actually think that some incel people would say, "Oh, this is wokeness," because they would be caught out, and people would say, "No, that was in the original." That's what I think. That hurt leftist doesn't mean liberal. Sorry. So okay, so he's done, and oh look, here's my favorite, the tortoise, really cute. He's all the rest of the animals can go faster, but he's on his way up the stairs, guys. He's on his way, and then the other animals run after him, and knock him out. And then look how scared all the dwarves are. The men are fallible and incomplete and not smart and doing funny things. Look, Dopey even said, yeah, she had horns and whatever. Like this whole thing over here is them being stupid. And Grumpy even says she's a woman. They're nasty, and then one of the best lines as well. This is that is for the adults. Is he goes, oh, she's a female, and she's got those wiles. those feminine wiles, and they're no good. And then the other guys say, "What are those wiles?" And he's like, "I don't know what they is, but they're there." Like, Grumpy is actually amazing for adults to enjoy. Lion King babe style. Babe style. Oh gosh, I actually think there were a couple movies that tried a little bit to do that, or like babe style, or like what's the name? Uh, Come Back Home. What was it? Far Away Home. There was with the pets that got lost. The pets that got lost and then they came back, finding their way home with the cat. There was Cassie the cat, I think her name was, and the two dogs, and they then find their way home. Anyway, that kind of movie for Lion King. Yeah, what is it? What is it called? There were 3 of them. Far Away Home. Was it called Far Away Home? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. Hey, Congo. So yeah, we have Grumpy. Grumpy is great in this, and funny. And then they noticed that okay, she's actually quite a benefit. They've cooked. She's cooked, and then oh, by the way, yeah, by the way, they let Snow White sleep in their room, and they sleep uncomfortably with Shadow. Yes, I'll never sleep now. So yeah, by the way, the 7 creepy men and 1 female. Oh, guess what? The men let the woman sleep in the room on the comfy bed. Oh, but that's what are they supposed to do, Rachel? Are they supposed to put her on the couch? Is that what you want? Must she be in the drawer? Must she lie on the floor? Oh, yes, the amount of rhyming that happens in this movie as well is just so cute. Homeward Bound! Yes! Now we can go to sleep, and I also need to finish up in the next 10 minutes. I haven't slept yet, yeah. Live action Watership Down. No! Would be awesome. Emotionally traumatize all the... No! No, Congo. No. Good morning, Lucifer. So yeah, they and look, when she sees them, it's not like she goes, "Oh yay, men," and falls all over herself. She is scared. Look, see, she covers herself. No, they're amazing dwarves. They take her own room from scratch. I thought they actually make her own bed. I was waiting for that. Um, I thought that happened, but it clearly didn't. But yeah, they go and sleep in drawers, and that gives this childish thing of the children get to be entertained by all the different snoring dwarves. They're snoring like this, they're snoring like that. This is where this one's sleeping, this is where that one's sleeping. Dopey is a pillow. All of those that inflated the runtime to a feature length film and gave the characters of the dwarves so much character and so much to value. Look at them, they're so cute. And then you got this fucking CGI bullshit that happened. And then we get the introduction to all of them. And she goes also, she's a freaking know-it-all, boys. She's a know-it-all. Because she says, don't tell me. I'll tell you. I'll say who's who. I want to guess who's who, which one's which. Freaking bitches. Women. Know-it-all. Woman-splaining all over the freaking place. So she goes and she even figures it out. And then she even realizes that Grumpy is Grumpy. Oh, really? And then she actually makes them a proposition. I will stay with you. And please let me stay with you. She's the one. They haven't held her captive. She says, please can I do something? And I will keep house for you. I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do all of this if you let me stay here. Oh, children are starting to realize that there's kind of like reciprocation, that we have to make negotiations. One give and take is a thing. We don't just do whatever we want. We don't just come into the house. We're not Goldilocks. You know, like there are consequences. Wow. Obvious manipulation. She's fucking evil. They're obviously all just they only want her there because she cooks. But guys, they were deficient. The whole central thing of this is that these guys, this group of boys is that they don't even clean their cups and things like that. It was Why Are Men the movie over there? Like that's what they don't clean, they don't do anything, but they survive. They eat what they can and whatever. But then the woman comes in, and I've seen this with my own husband, but we can't have that. We can't have the traditional thing of a woman being a homemaker. Yeah. The dwarves are victims. Actually, yes, they are. Yeah, it's she goes in there, she knows how to cook. Also this, sorry, are we not forgetting that the princess knows how to cook, and she's not a spoiled brat princess. Oh, that's not a virtue. We can't give her virtues. So, oh look, that she also, by the way, fucking men. They try and lie to her. They lie to her, Lucy. Do you know that? Do you remember how they lie? The men lie to her. She says, "Did you wash?" Because you got to wash before you go. Remember when you tell kids what to do before they eat? They got to wash their hands and things. And that's kind of a thing that you would like them to have pre-programmed in their head. Well, she says to them, "Hey, go wash." And they say, "Oh, well, we have." And then she's, "Oh, really? Let me see your hands." So the lying nature of men is revealed. Good Lord. They didn't wash. Men are dirty. This wokeness in this movie is insane, guys. Because look at them. They're lying to her. Look, he says, "Yes. Yes, we did." Yeah, we did. Goes, "Yes, we did. We absolutely did." And then she has to go and inspect all of their hands and make them all feel guilty. See? Uh-oh. They didn't wash. And they lied. And these are horrible, horrible men. And what are we teaching? What are we teaching our children? That men lie? That's what we're teaching them. And men lie and women don't. Women never do. If we're going to just be this simplistic, why don't we just do this with the whole fucking story? So that they all march out. She girl bosses them all the way out. They march out to go and clean because she said so. She wielded her influence over them. I don't know. I thought that's quite empowering. Is that not a she? No, it's just because she's a domestic goddess or something. Oh no, that's a problem. Or you're also teaching children that they can go and wash their hands before dinner. Such a bitch, absolutely. So you know what? I don't know. These girl boss moments were in the original, guys. And look, there's these boys being, they don't even think they're scared of the water, which is also very entertaining because we can actually be entertaining. This is my house now. Yeah, and we're like she's taken over, but the thing is, they were in need of it. It was actually kind of shitty at the end. That it's like she goes off with the prince and she leaves them, and I'm like, I hope that they've learned enough. So yeah, they're all improving because of her. Look at this girl making the man better. Uh-oh. And they scrub and they encourage each other. And look, oh, Grumpy doesn't want to do it because Grumpy's also just representing somebody who doesn't want to go with these ideas. Okay. And then they go and they take him over. They're like, "Oh, we've also got Dopey just being Dopey." The incels cry because Dopey's being Dopey. Crazy squatter, bitch! Yes! Snow White too, the dwarves are homeless. And she see, oh look, they're coming. Come on and enjoy the food. And look at him, he's so cute. He actually did say, one of the things that Grumpy says is, just now she's going to be putting bows on us and shit like that. This woman is no good. And then the boys put bows on them. That's gay coded, guys. Yeah, there is wokeness, guys. I told you there's wokeness in this movie. And also the mirror is absolutely fabulous. You know that he's gay. So, oh, but he's evil, so I guess that's bad. No, he just tells the truth. He's your gay best friend that tells the truth. So no, she's found out that Snow White still exists. So she goes, wow, look how whimsical and magical this is. Mummy dust, black, all of this stuff, scream of fright, all very fairy tale-ness. We're okay. We have very interesting cinematic things that happen here, like this transformation of the hands. Look at the metaphor of this woman bringing herself down into the hag form because she is threatened by the younger female. No, okay, okay. No, hag. Being a hag is no vanity. Aging happens. We got to be okay with aging. No, she's just no. She's just. It's just about her being the bad girl. Okay, so oh look, oh, on taste of the poisoned apple, and the victim will close their eyes forever. Oh no, that's such a stupid plot device. It makes her sleep instead of die. Fucking fairy tale. Get over it. And then they're dancing. Uh-oh. Wholesomeness ensues. They're actually dancing. Oh, look, there's a fallible man who doesn't know how to dance. Bashful's a bit bashful. He doesn't know how to get dancing. Oh, and then he overcomes his shyness. Oh, this would just be problematic because it's just supposed to be interesting and whimsical, where it's because they're small people, they stand on top of each other to be tall. And you're supposed to find this funny as a child because two people are standing on top of each other and they're trying to dance. That's what you're doing. You're not saying, ha ha ha, dwarves are horrible people. No. That's literally all this did. But now, obviously, in today's world, this would not. This is probably why they couldn't re-release it. They would have had to remove this part where Dopey stands on top of, I think it's Sneezy, and they dance so that they can dance tall up with her. I think they would probably want to remove that part. And then she gets tired, and then she's like, "Oh no, it's bedtime." Oh, and she sings a song. They ask for a story because she's being a motherly figure, and she sings them a song. Uh-oh, the bad thing is someday my prince will come. Uh-oh, and there will be wedding bells. Uh-oh, we're gonna get married. Marriage is bad. Don't do that. So we've established that she does want the man. She sings about him, and she's talking about hoping that one day he'll come for her. But okay, never mind. And then they all go to sleep. Oh, but look, this whole cute little interaction occurred where the men are simping. Uh-oh, simps! Simp alert. The men simp because they give her the bed, and then they go, look how nice and well behaved they are, and then they go and fight. Men are so violent, that toxic masculinity. Look what happens. They go and beat up poor Dopey because he's the one that had the pillow. Toxic masculinity on display. And there you go. He is upset about it, about the toxic femininity. Oh no, it shows all of this, but it's almost as if it's dynamic. Oh look, here's nature actually being sort of enslaved to the evil woman, and scared of her, as opposed to with Snow White, where all the animals love her. Interesting. Oh look, here is basically the kick the dog moment, where literally she kicks a jug, and says, "Take a drink." So we got yeah. I think that would have been, people would be like, no, that scares the children too much. Okay, what are we doing? Are we going to be trying to explain what gayness is to toddlers, or are we going to be worried about skeletons to them? Yeah. So, oh, this is the kissing thing. That's the last major thing, was like, we have Dopey who tries to come around like maybe 3 times, and he always goes for her lips. He always goes for her lips, and then she head. Oh, it's almost as if the woman actually um, can direct the man's enthusiasm and say, no, this is where we stand, because I'm the one that decides it. It's the person who decides it is the one that actually wants the least. That's how it works. Boundary wise. So yeah, he does that, and then Grumpy even comes around. He doesn't want his kisses. Doesn't want kisses from her. He's like, I don't want it. And then it's like, well, you know what? Fine, he'll get a kiss. But then he also walks away and he gets knocked over, and he's very silly, and the incels cry. So you see, even incels would find this a problem. But yeah, we know what. Then we get the. Look, she's even, maybe she's got a crush on Grumpy, because the pie is made and it says Grumpy's name on it. Interesting. Bones in a children's film. My nephew was obsessed with skeletons. A creepy skeleton. He was, I don't know, as a child, it was like, okay, so you get chipmunks and all of that. Look, they're helping with the pie. She's making a pie, and guess what? You know what this woman is doing? This woman, even part of her manipulation, which was something that I had forgotten, actually, is that she says, "Make a wish on this apple." The animals try and take the witch away, because they notice that something's a bit off here, but then she apologizes for her friends being dicks. And as part of it as well, she brings the granny back into the house. See, she's holding her. She brings her back into the house. This is woman treating woman. Snow White treats her with kindness. That's good. And then she gets propositioned with this wish that if you bite this apple, you'll get your wish. And we have already established earlier on that she has wishes, and she's been at the wishing well, and she's singing. So you know what? She will believe this whimsical thing that if I bite on this, I'll get my prince. Basically, I'll get my wish will come true. And that whole manipulation that happens from the witch, that's bad enough. We don't need it to be about communism and the whole kingdom. It's about the interpersonal thing that she is saying, I will give you. That's not how life works. You don't just get I wish and then I take a bite of an apple and everything works. You're teaching your child that as well, that there are tricks. Oh, that's bad. So, I failed at this whole lens, because I suppose if we were looking at this in the Ziegler lens, it's okay, no, you're making woman work against woman, and that's unrealistic, or that's bad, that's problematic. Woman versus woman is bad. Women shouldn't compete. We should always lift each other up. Humans compete. Your child is going to be really upset when they find out that the world has competition in it. What was that about communism? There's basically like commie principles in the new one of like the workers rise up and take the kingdom back thing from the queen. The queen, the way that the queen is dealt with, I forgot. I thought that there was more later on, but the way that she does it actually is she is trying to get rid of them. She's trying to put this boulder on the heroic elves. The heroic dwarves that are chasing off the evil person, and she actually ends up hurting herself. She brings about her own demise, which is completely possible. and it's okay in a fairy tale, especially it's actually quite dramatic. Look, and they look down, and then also these vultures who were supposedly helping her before start going down to go and eat her corpse. Remember, we get similar moments like that in Lion King with the hyenas going to Scar. Fuck, this movie did so much, and we actually rely on words again because it's just, oh, such was a beauty. So beautiful in even in death that the dwarves could not find it in their hearts to bury her, because that was part of the queen's plan. She's like, oh no, they're going to bury her alive, and that'll be a good way to kill. Glass coffin and blah blah blah. And then the king, the prince comes. The prince heard of this maiden in the forest, sees it's the one. That's the girl that he was there, and he kisses her goodbye, and he's actually mourning. You can see the way that it's not like he's kissing her and going, "Wow, this chick's hot." Okay, he goes like this. He kisses her, and then he like that and goes there because he is acknowledging that she's dead. No, it's necrophilia. That's what we're encouraging in anime. If your child sees that and takes necrophilia, there is something wrong with your child. Let's go. Let's analyze that. But yeah, there's the problem. There's the problematic thing. But look, he's sad. What a fucking simp. So the incels will cry, and so will the feminists. So like, but we'd still get great engagement, and people would still go to the cinema. That's my theory. And then they're all happy, and they're happy that she's alive. And then she goes, bye. She goes on his horse. He puts her on his horse. He walks. She rides. Oh, but it's side saddle. That's not cool. That's weird. Weird. It's not good enough. And they did live happily ever after. By the way, it says that. Because that's what happens when you finish a fairy tale. That's how that works. So yeah, I didn't really achieve what I wanted to achieve with this stream, but I got to jibber jabber a lot, and I don't know, maybe I can just cut some of it up or use it to. I'll reiterate it in a shorter video or something like that. Do the diagram with the screenshots. Go over that. I don't know. I just wanted to have some fun talking about it and kind of going through the storyline. I do need to get going though. Thank you so much for coming around, and I will see you next week. Well, I'll be looking into debates and things like that next week. Don't worry, I'll stop with the pop culture stuff. Well, children don't know what they haven't experienced, so if they know about necrophilia, well, yeah, okay. If they know that, then exactly. So just see this as a child. Understand what parental guidance is about when you watch movies as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go and have a think about if I need to say any more, if it really is worthy of diagramming it. I really didn't. Though I really did. I think I could do something like the moments I appreciate in Snow White 1937. I think, or moments I'd appreciate and Ziegler wouldn't. I don't know. Just gonna go, and I think taking screenshots of them would be a fun time. We'll see what happens. It is the weekend though. Thank you everybody for chilling out with me. Go and sleep, Americans, and I will see you next week. Have a nice life. Okay, thanks. Bye. Go and subscribe, you shit.